اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم وفرجنا بهم يا كريم. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. صل على محمد وعلى أهل بيته الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. صل على محمد. Once again, we thank Almighty Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala for giving us this wonderful day in this beautiful and holy month of Ramadan. Every day of this month, mu'mineen and mu'minat, it is an opportunity for us to get more and more closer to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Yes, the month is going very fast, but we still have ample opportunities to really bring Allah to our lives and to become true servants of Almighty Allah. So as I mentioned yesterday, inshallah from today, we will try as much as we can to look at commentary of Surah Al Fatiha. And I requested mu'mineen and mu'minat, just go through the first and the second verse. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. I'm going to, inshallah, discuss the first ayah. Obviously, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is the first ayah, because we believe Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is an independent verse of the Holy Quran. We cannot recite a chapter apart from Surah At-Tawbah, obviously for an obvious reason, without reciting Surah Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So what I seek to do this afternoon is to look at Allah. And then Ar-Rahman, as I said, Ar-Rahim, these two beautiful attributes will be repeated in the verse, or in the chapter rather. You see, mu'mineen and mu'minat, to appreciate Quran more, having understanding of an Arabic language is crucial. So it doesn't mean if one doesn't understand Arabic will not appreciate Quran. No. But to appreciate it more, because at the end of the day, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, out of His wisdom, revealed this book in a plain Arabic language. Our beloved Prophet is Qurayshi. He's an Arab. So, knowing the language to some extent, because it's one language you never finish learning it, it helps. Why am I saying it helps? You know, if you take every term, every terminology, every term in Arabic, you should be able to look at that particular terminology from two areas. From the literal perspective and from the technical perspective. So literal perspective is the Arabic language. What is the meaning of this particular word or term in Arabic? But then the technical term, if it's a field you are discussing, say tafsir, say aqaid, say philosophy, say mysticism. So the expert in that field, what do they define, or how do they define this particular term to be? So sometimes you realize, in most cases, in fact, not sometimes, the literal meaning and the technical meanings go hand in hand. So therefore, knowing the literal meanings, in most cases, it helps a lot. So let's look at this beautiful name, Allah. Because that Bismillah. Allah, mu'minin and mu'minat, you know very well. It cannot be sifa. It has to be mawsuf. It cannot be adjective. It can only be descriptive. So you say, Allahu khaliqun. Not the other way around. Allahu razikun. Not the other way around. Of course, they said it's alam. Lidhat al-muqaddas. It's a unique name for one and only creator. But understanding the source where this particular name is driven from is crucial. It helps one to appreciate it a lot. Hence, you know, in Arabic, Allah doesn't have dual or plural. It's not numerical unity. It's true unity. That's Allah. Now there are three sources, as per our great scholars, including even Ayatollah As-Sayyid Khoi, Qaddasallahu nafsahu Zakiyah, that the first source of Allah is Laha. La, Alif Lam, and Ha, Marbut. Laha has a beautiful meaning in Arabic. And it really makes it easy to appreciate the meaning of this beautiful name, Allah. Because you realize we have these 99 names or more. But the tradition tells us 99, or at least the one Quran mentioned 99, if you like. All those names are summary of Allah. So Allah is Rahman, Rahman is Allah. Allah is Rahim, Rahim is Allah. Now Laha, it simply means ihtajaba. Hijab, meaning it's hidden. What is hidden? We see signs of Allah, manifestation of Allah, tajalliyat al-ilahiyya. Number one, it is impossible to understand the reality of Allah incomplete. It's not possible. That's why in theology there is a question. Is it possible to know Allah or not? So there are ways of looking at this question. If you're telling me of knowing His existence, yes, it's possible. So to understand the Allah's existence, yes, it's possible. And the fact that there are discussions about existence tells us it's possible. But to understand kunhu hakikatil ilahi is not possible. The reality of Allah is not possible. That's why, again, in theology, in addition to discussing monotheism, you know, one very important discussion is the unity of God. Because it has to be done with Allah. Unity of God simply means what? Allah is necessary infinite. And there is no plurality in necessary infinite. That's Allah. So Laha, meaning what? One, it's not possible to understand the reality of Allah the way you may understand my reality to some extent, and I may understand your reality. For example, See, Imam al-Baqir, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Imam Bakr said, when you look at As-Samad, when it is written, Alif and Lam are apparent. La, apparent, As-Samad. This, group from Palestine visited Imam al-Bakr and they asked him this question. But when you pronounce, it doesn't show. You don't say Al-Samad, As-Samad. Why? Imam al-Bakr said, when you write is apparent, shows that what? Manifestations of Allah are apparent. But when you pronounce, it doesn't, the Sami, the one who listens to you cannot hear that coming out. It means what? Anna ilahiyatahu khafiya, la tudrak bil hawas al khamsa. That Allah's ilahiyya, divinity, lordship is hidden. 5 senses cannot comprehend it. Solaha bimana ihtajaba hakikati ma'rifati. Another root of the word Allah is aliha. Liha. And if inshallah, if you read tafasir, you will come across this. What is aliha? Abada. It's to worship. So aliha, Allah, meaning was ma'bud. Worthy of worship. First meaning Allah, meaning what? You cannot comprehend this reality. Do your part. So Amir al-Mu'minin mentioned, isn't it? Ala wa fi kulli shay'in ayah tadullu ala annahu mawjud. Mulai Kainat said, in each and everything there is a sign to signal to you God is there. But you need to allow your basira to be activated, not your basar. Aliha bima'ana al-ma'bud. The last one, but certainly not the least. Waliha. Wa-li-ha. It also goes hand in hand with the understanding of Allah, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, His existence, obviously. Waliha mu'minin and mu'minat simply means what? Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala shows Himself to us each and every second, each and every moment. That's one meaning of waliha. Every day, Habibi, you wake up, Allah shows Himself to you. In your walk, in your dealings with your family, in your dealings with your friends. Some are able to appreciate that, and some are not able to appreciate that. Typical example, we look at the people of Musa alayhi salam, isn't it? Allah went to them in different ways. But they couldn't take any heed. But if you look at Said Sabzawari, in his tafsir, he said Allah has no roots. It's just Allah. Leave it that way. In Mawahib al-Rahman, that's his tafsir. He said, just leave it that way. Allah is Allah. He said, the more you try, the more you become confused. So he said, leave it that way. So that's Allah. Some said no. It's bimana takhayyara. confused. So you get confused about him. The minds and intellect can try. They will get to a level where they will become stuck. I mean, we mentioned in Najul Balagha. You can try, but you can appreciate his existence. Now, last but not the least. So you've got Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. This Rahman and Rahim you all know. Source Rahmah. So we have a Rahmatul Rahmaniyah and we have a Rahmatul Rahimiyah. But the main source, Rahmah. So now when you look at the Rahmah, sometimes you look at the Rahmah in relation to insan. Sometimes you look at the Rahmah in relation to Allah. Rahmah in relation to insan is reactive. I show you Rahmah, I react to something. I'm an emotional being. You've done something wonderful. And as a result, I want to show Rahmah to you. No. I've seen you struggling, I want to show Rahmah. I react. But the Rahmah in relation to Allah is Atwa. Giving. He gives. He gives. Imam Zain al-Abidin mentioned, خَيْرُكَ إِلَيْنَا نَازِلٌ وَشَرُّنَا إِلَيْكَ صَائِدٌ, isn't it? Your khair min al-Rahmah comes to us now and then. In other words, like every single moment, second, your Rahmah comes to us. And in return, our disobedience comes to you. Sure. So that's one or Rahmah. But now let's look at what our great scholars mention. This is as based on their understanding of the traditions of the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt and their vast knowledge. Imam Khomeini, he was a mufassir at the same time. He said, there is a difference to say Allah is Rahman, Rahim. He said, when you say Allah is Rahman, is sifatul lidhat. But Rahim, sifatul lil fi'l. He said the Rahman is or attribute for the essence of Allah. That's why Quran says, Qulidu Allah awidu ar-Rahman. Ayyamma tad'u falahul asma'ul husna. You want to say Allah or you want to say Ar-Rahman, whichever one you say, at the end of the day, he has the beautiful names. So, Imam Khomeini said, Rahman, it is for the Zat essence of Allah. But you know very well. You know we have Wujud. We have a Mahiyya. Wujud, existence, direct translation. Mahiyya, philosophically they say cupidity. Simple is the essence. I and all of us, we have existence. And we have essence. I think I indicated it one night where I use substance. So my existence is this physical, how many years? Essence is what? If I ask, who is Mullah? Answer to this is your essence, your Mahiyya. Who is he? He is, that's Mahiyya. But Allah, you know very well. Sifatuhu aynu dhatihi. Wa dhatuhu aynu sifatihi. Allah's existence is his essence. And his essence is existence. We say essence and existence just for our understanding. So Imam Khomeini said, Rahman is an attribute for the essence of Allah. But Allah Zat, Maqam Zat, when there was nothing, Rahman, Rahim, everything, they were mundank, they were together. Only for our understanding, Allah created, then we have all these attributes. But then he said, Rahim, Imam Khomeini, Sifatul lil fi'l. It is attribute for the actions of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Now come to Sayyid Khoi. Sayyid Khoi was also one big machine. Top notch. When I talk Quran, Sayyid Khoi was this. Top. Theology. Look at his work. On another level. Imam Khomeini said, these scholars, unbelievable. Sayyid Khoi said, Ar-Rahman is Aslur Rahmah, is the source of Allah's mercy. But Ar-Rahim is a Dawamur Rahmah, is the continuations of Allah's mercy on people. See the understanding? It's on another level. Then you come to Allama Tabatabai, Shahid Mutahari, one of the students of Allama Tabatabai. Allama Tabatabai, which is commonly known, most of us, that's what we know when it comes to Rahim. He says, Ar-Rahman is Am, and Ar-Rahim is Khas. So according to Batabai, Ar-Rahman is for everyone. Whether you love Allah, you don't love Allah, you worship Allah, you don't. Ar-Rahman, all of us, regardless of what we do, regardless of our circumstances, we benefit from Rahman. And in Dua Iftitah we recite that, isn't it? إِنَّكَ تَدْعُونِي فَأُوَلِّي عَنْكَ وَتَتَحَبَّبُ إِلَيَّ فَأَتَبَغَّضُ عَلَيْكَ وَتَتَوَدَّدُ إِلَيَّ فَلَا أَكُمْ, up to the end. كأن لي التتول عليك فلم يمنعك ذلك من الرحمة لي. That rahmah is general rahmah. He invites you, you ignore him. He comes to you, you stay away from him. He says do this, you don't do it, meaning Allah. But still, it doesn't stop him from showering you his rahmah. You behave as if you have something to claim from God and you have nothing to claim, really, Habib. That's Dua Iftitah. Even in Dua Mahe Rajab, Ya man yu'ti man sa'ala, Ya man yu'ti man lam yas'aluhu wa man lam ya'rif, tahannuna minhu wa rahmah. That is rahmah. Yeah. Last one. And then Tabatabai said, Rahim is for believers, for mu'mineen. Qiyamah. Wa kana bil mu'mineen rahima. When you look at Quran, every place Rahim is mentioned, Allah used mu'mineen. So inshallah we'll continue tomorrow, inshallah. If there is one or two questions, I think we can answer, and then we do tomorrow, inshallah. Bismillah.
Shaykhuna Ahsant for the introduction of the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For lay people generally, you see, they have their own minds, their own thinking, their own ways of knowing Allah. He has an independent way of knowing Allah.
Sure.
So I can see there is the intellectual part, there is the philosophical part, there is, the spiritual part. What would be the best for people like us to come close to Allah? Because going through all that probably will get lost, like you said, the last waliha that you said that you can, get into confusion. So what is the best thing to still know Allah, but in a safe way and come closer to Him?
Ahsantum. You see, the good thing about Islam and even divinity, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, there is no one who will make an effort, little bit, and will go empty. It's not possible. Little bit effort you do towards God, and you go empty. It's not possible. You cannot go empty. So we have different levels, as Mullah mentioned. For us as laymen, number one, which I think is of great importance. We need to enhance a little bit our understanding of Quran first. This is someone you are worshipping. You need to know how you want to worship him. His book is Quran. And there are simple tafsir really. Today, alhamdulillah, even World Federation, they've done the one you give people during. Simple ones. Reflection of the verses of the Holy Quran. You must always try to have some sort of commentary of Quran next to you. In there. Number 2, lives of Ahl al-Bayt. History. Spirituality of Ahl al-Bayt is fascinating. So, layman, don't want to go deeper. Lives of Ahl al-Bayt, history. Today, alhamdulillah, may Allah bless volunteers of the communities. Islam.org. Alhamdulillah. I think whoever is behind that man has a lot of barakah, that person. Wallahi. Wallahi. Amazing resources there. And they always try to provide resources. New ones they want. Audio, I don't know. So many. So you'll come across things about Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam. And you know, in Hausa they encourage it, you know, you need to have a halakah. Group of people always, like I see some of the uncles they do in the mosque. These are simple ways of, you know, trying our level best to get to Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. But more importantly, Mullah, whatever you do in life, you are an engineer, you are a businessman, that can be your way that Allah is calling you to know Him. You just have to reflect on what you are doing. You can get to know Allah through your job, through your work, through what you see. But don't become that Muslims who don't bother to learn at all. Then it becomes boring. But then if you go intellectual like Mullah, then mashallah. Sandul. Any other question or time is up? Inshallah, tomorrow, inshallah. Al Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.